De'Aaron and his size and the muscle he added this offseason. At FanFest the other day, Mark, it was my first opportunity to see Davion Mitchell up close. His thighs and quads are like a bodybuilder, and it makes sense now as to why he is so good defensively. He's so strong. He's got that low center of gravity, and my goodness, I was blown away.
Yeah.
Seeing it up close, I was like, oh, well, this explains a lot.
Every day's a leg day for Davion Mitchell. Fox inside, and he used a little bit of muscle in his hustle for the bucket. Fox on the board. James falls to the court. Got a whistle, and Frank Vogel calls a Laker timeout. With their lead now trimmed to 1. Look at the acceleration of De'Aaron Fox. Folks, he's been in the gym with a little flex on Melo. Back with more right after this.
At Fingerhut, we don't define you by your credit score. We celebrate you being you. So we offer low monthly payments on the stuff you need, things you love, and brands you trust. As you build your credit history with a Fingerhut credit account. If you're looking for the latest electronics, kitchen essentials, clothes, toys, and more, you'll find it all at Fingerhut. You do you, and we'll help build your credit at fingerhut.com.
Fingerhut credit accounts are issued by WebBank, member FDIC.
Go2 Bank, the ultimate banking app with no monthly fees with direct deposit. Your go-to for value with a free ATM network and overdraft protection. Open an account at go2bank.com or pick up at a retail store near you.
When you hear cough, cough, sneeze, sneeze, it's time for plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Alka-Seltzer Plus Cold Relief. Dissolves quickly, instantly ready to start working. So you can bounce back fast with Alka-Seltzer Plus.
80% get genetically meaningful health info from their 23andMe DNA reports. 80%. That's 8 out of 10 people who could get something enlightening, something empowering, something that could change everything. Info that could give you greater control of your own health. And it's right there in your DNA. So, if 80% get genetically meaningful health info, the question is,
Big podcast. Big stands for I'm beautiful, Spice is intelligent, and you're gorgeous.
I'm trying to Google. Will I figure it out if I try to Google?
You already lost if you Google it.
Download new episode of the Big Podcast Weekly.
Sacramento Kings have closed to within 1, shooting 38% from the field. Well, get back to Golden One Center for opening night on Friday, October 22nd. When your Sacramento Kings face off against the Utah Jazz at 7 p.m. All fans in attendance will receive a free Kings t-shirt courtesy of Kaiser Permanente and enjoy a special halftime performance by Montel Jordan. Oh, this is how we do it, Katie. Get your tickets now at kings.com/tickets. And speaking of Montel Jordan, he was the college roommate at Pepperdine of our former colleague here, Tug Christie, former Kings legend, and now coach.
That is a tremendous nugget, but my goodness, I couldn't be happier for Doug because this has been a dream of his for so long. And as you know, being on the broadcast with him last year, he has so much knowledge and so much to give the game. It's a disservice for him not to be out there with these young men working for them. So I'm so excited for Doug.
Very cerebral, a great teacher. Mitchell, a little bit strong on the three. Under 5 minutes to go. Rondo in the ball game. Up to Bazemore. Up high over Tristan Thompson, but back comes Fox. Healed a deep three. Left it on the front rim. Davis with the board. Bounce pass to Bazemore. Tried to hit James with one more when he had the layup. Mitchell in transition. Finds Barnes in the corner. Got it. HB for three.
Davion Mitchell broke up that transition opportunity for the Lakers, comes back, gets a bucket for the Kings.
Kings with their first lead of the basketball game on an 8-0 run. Mitchell missing from deep. And Carmelo with the board. Lakers will walk it across the midcourt line. Kings leading by 2 as Terrence Davis gets set to check in for Luke Walton. Little two-man game with LeBron and Davis. They got the switch, and they got the foul that's going to go against Harrison Barnes. Good decision-making here by Mitchell.
Yeah, we've talked so much about this rookie, Marca. You see he breaks up that transition opportunity, gets it up the floor, pushes it right at the rim, and who does he find? Harrison Barnes right in the corner. He sees the floor so well. He has such a feel for the game. And we talked about it last year with Tyrese as well, who kind of played like a veteran. The game was already slowed down for him. I feel like Davion Mitchell is watching the game in slow motion. That's his vision.
Champion out of Baylor University as Davis comes into the ball game. His nickname, of course, you've probably already heard, Off Night Davion Mitchell, because of his incredible, impenetrable defense and his prowess at that end of the floor. And I can remember being told that after they won the national championship, that night they flew back to Baylor and they went right to the gym. He calls up one of the freshmen on the team, says, hey, you want to make the academic honor roll or do you want to go to the league? Meet me at the gym at 6 a.m. And that's where he was with a freshman.
And that's why he's here. I mean, he was a 4-year college guy. No one saw him coming out after a year in college. He worked his way into this league and have the mentality and the mentorship qualities that he had as a senior at Baylor. I mean, that's what every coach wants. Yeah. That's a dream for a coach.
Here he is with the basketball, working against the Lakers defense. Bazemore got the switch inside. Thompson in traffic and one. Double T with the bucket. Tristan Thompson says, I'm going to be lighting a fire under every guy's butt here this year to keep us rolling.
A little two-man action, dives right to the rim, and oh, there's two guys, but it doesn't matter. Tristan's going to get it up and in, and I love seeing how Davion Mitchell is looking for his bigs, rewarding guys for coming up, setting the nice pick, and then Tristan Thompson. I think that's an interesting piece to this puzzle this year because, Mark, when everyone saw the transaction, and it took a while for it to become final during the offseason, I think it was a head-scratcher for a lot of people. But what we've seen during this preseason is the one thing that he has brought to this team has been leadership. And I guess a guy that's played alongside LeBron James is going to know a little bit about that, but he reminds me a lot about what Iman Shumpert was to this team a few years back.
Great comparison, Katie. Carmelo. Thompson closes out on him defensively. The Kings switch the screen. Westbrook got a mismatch here. Carmelo against Mitchell. Got him up in the air. That's why Carmelo Anthony is one of the game's all-time leading scorers. Top 5 amongst active scorers. Got the rookie in the air and signed him up for a little lesson there.
And that is why Carmelo Anthony has buckets right there. He absolutely knows how to get to the free throw line, how to bait the defense into giving him a couple extra at the charity stripe. But I like this pickup for the Lakers, and I found it intriguing that, you know that LeBron and Melo have wanted to play together for a while, but they said, it had to be the right time. And the resurgence of Carmelo Anthony after kind of being out of the league. Wow. And to end up here and have this opportunity to potentially win a title, it's a good story. You got as a fan, sure. I like seeing that for him.
2.5 years ago, Daryl Morey, then the general manager of the Rockets, went to Carmelo's hotel room on the road and unceremoniously, ignominiously told him, we no longer need your services. But Carmelo didn't think he was washed for a second. Had a great year with Portland last season. That's going to be a Laker foul on the play. They'll be side out of bounds, Sacramento basketball. Actually, they're going to go to the free throw line with Terrence Davis. Davis on the floor with Hield, Mitchell, Thompson, and Harkless. Sacramento leading by a point. Davis at the free throw line, acquired by Sacramento from the Raptors last year. Hey, Kings fans, Xfinity Mobile delivers fast nationwide 5G included at no extra cost. Save on your wireless bill with Xfinity Mobile. as Davis goes 2 for 2. Davis had a great game, Katie, a few nights ago up in Portland in that preseason win.
I think
Heel
the
to
trick for
Harkless.
him, Mark, is going to be consistency. As you see Harkless getting it at the rim. But, yeah, I mean, he had glimpses last year of being brilliant. It's just about consistency as a young player.
Tristan Thompson, the hype man, got the Kings all gassed up when we come back to Golden One.
Like many people with moderate to severe ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease, I was there.
Be right back.
But my symptoms were keeping me from where I needed to be. So I talked to my doctor and learned Humira is the #1 prescribed biologic for people with UC or Crohn's disease. And Humira helps people achieve remission that can last, so you can experience few or no symptoms.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections. Serious and sometimes fatal infections, including tuberculosis and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Be there for you and them. Ask your gastroenterologist about Humira. With Humira, remission is possible.
Learn how AbbVie could help you save on Humira.
Morgan Reagan, one of the newest members of our NBC Sports California broadcast team, working that social game hard. Her social game and her podcast is fire.
Yeah.
You need to catch that. Sacramento leading by 5 with 2:39 to go here in the opening quarter at Golden One Center. A great crowd on hand here tonight for the final preseason game. Davis against Thompson. The midi is no good, rebounded by Davis.
Tells you how excited people are about the NBA being back, because there's another big game going on tonight.
Little baseball thing.
It kind of matters to some people up here.
Zeros, in case you're wondering, on the board there. Mitchell working against Russell Westbrook. Probes, now Davis switches on to him. 3 on the shot clock. Step back is short. And Davis into the front court. Kings back in transition. Austin Reeves, who was very impressive at Summer League and so far in the preseason, out of Oklahoma. Hield to Thompson for the slam. Great pass by Buddy Hield, expanding his game a little there. Harkless knocks it away. Davis leading the break. Harkless with the slam. Oh, the Kings clicking on all cylinders.
I talked about defense coming into this game and how important it is for them to nurture it. And you mentioned, Mark, that their goal as a team, Luke Walton told us before the game, is to be in the top 15 in defense this year. And so you're seeing it right now. Coming out of that last timeout, LA was 1 of 7 at their last 7 field goal attempts. Before that, 7 of 10. And I don't know, it might have a little bit to do with Davion Mitchell stepping on the court. There might be a correlation there, but it's infectious. And you see right here, Tristan Thompson, a little 2-man game with Buddy Hield, him showing his passing. And then Harkless, he's just been tremendous in this game on both ends of the floor. And you know what? When you play defense, it leads to offense.
Harkless 3 for 4 from the field, 7 points. Davis knocking down the free throw on the defensive 3-second call. Davion Mitchell has a maniacal approach to preparation and practice. There have been times already this year where Luke Walton, Alvin Gentry, and the coaching staff have had to literally lock off night out of the gym.
And that's tough, right?
He's got the key and the code.
Yeah, he's got the thumbprint.
Yeah, the face scan.
What are you going to do? Take his thumb away? But no, I mean, it's going to be a balance for him as a rookie, kind of learning the league. And we all know about the rookie wall. You see him going in, getting that nice little floater. But it is a balance, because an 82-game season is a long season, and the wear and tear on your body, especially when you play like him, got to be cognizant of that.
Westbrook downhill. Davis with the follow tip. Looked like it might have been in the cylinder, but not quite. And under a minute to go here in the first quarter. Sacramento leading by 8. Hield against Reeves. Thompson now. Harkless. They run their splits. Nice pass inside. And Thompson fouled by Rondo. great passing by Sacramento, Katie, in the half court offensively again.
They really have done a great job, and because their pick and roll game has been so good, they have been able to get in for a little one-man action, just calling your own number, and then you see that pick and roll again. I like that it's everybody. We've seen the combination with Buddy Hield and Tristan Thompson. We've seen it with Tyrese Halliburton and Rashawn Holmes. I mean, that could be a real strength for this Kings team this season, and they're picking apart this Lakers defense, which, by the way, last year was
Top
the
five,
best,
yeah,
one of the best defensive teams in the league. So they're picking their poison right now.
Tristan Thompson at the free throw line as Harkless comes out of the ball game for Harrison Barnes. Tristan Thompson was acquired in July from Boston in a 3-team deal that included DeLon Wright, also of the Kings at the time, going to Atlanta. He's the all-time leader amongst all Canadians in rebounding. And Tristan Thompson told me a little bit earlier, he wants to remind everybody that he's part of a championship team back with Cleveland, and he's one of the hardest working bigs in the game. Knocks down the second free throw. Thompson active here in the first quarter. 6 points, a couple of boards, and he growls the rebound. About a 3-second difference between the shot and game clock. Hield, Mitchell, Thompson, Davis, and Barnes for Sacramento. Buddy out front working against Reeves. He's got to like that matchup. And that's going to be a foul against Austin Reeves, the rookie. And that's going to put Buddy Hield on the free throw line. Say what you want about Buddy Hield, who was the subject, Katie, of a lot of trade speculation, in particular the team he's playing against tonight. But I'll say this, not many guys shoot the basketball as well as 24 for the Sacramento Kings. Only Steph Curry made more three-pointers last year than Buddy Hield. He is elite.
There's no question about that, and it kind of blows my mind sometimes how there can be a little shade thrown Buddy's way when it comes to certain things. Now, there's elements of his game where he can definitely improve on, but this has not been an easy road for him in Sacramento. I mean, there was the year where he's coming off the bench now. This is not the first time that's happened.
They're going to put some time back on the game clock.
But I think the interesting thing with Buddy is that he's just trying to find, it's about fitting puzzle pieces together, right? He is an elite shooter, but you also can't be the only one. Last year, he really was the only shooter. And so I think that his numbers suffered a little bit, but I've got nothing but love for Buddy Hield and what he's done here in Sacramento.
Amen to that. Buddy's got 5 points on 1 of 3 from deep. Large percent of his field goal attempts were three-pointers. Buddy did a great job this summer working out with Stan Remy down in Miami and South Florida, diversifying his game. 5 seconds to go. Rondo fakes the dribble handoff and hit Westbrook in the face. Sometimes you literally, Katie, can't get out of your own way. As the Kings outscore the Lakers 24-6 in the final 6 minutes of the first period. 12 minutes in the books. Tristan Thompson bringing that juice off the bench. Kings with the lead when we come back to Golden One.
PNC Bank believes that if a pair of goggles can help your backhand get better, then your bank should help you budget even better. Virtual Wallet is so much more than a checking account. Its low cash mode feature gives you at least 24 hours of extra time to help you avoid an overdraft fee.
You see that?
Virtual Wallet with low cash mode from PNC Bank. One way we're making a difference.
Each year, Americans waste $21 billion by overpaying on car insurance. That's why I went to thezebra.com. Because while every company claims to save you money on car insurance, the Zebra shows you who actually can.
Compare car insurance for free at thezebra.com today.
Little Caesars and crazy calzone, julienne pepperoni. It's so tasty. Garlic white sauce. Here comes the bite. Here comes the...
Yummy!
Was I dreaming about the crazy calzone again?
You also said some weird things about giraffes.
We're not Big Pizza, we're Little Caesars. The new crazy calzone for $8.49.
Pizza.
Meet Tonal,
the smartest home gym that learns as you get stronger. With personalized expert coaching and revolutionary digital work. So you can be your strongest. Tonal, now at 40 Nordstrom locations nationwide.
At touchofmodern.com, we always surprise, excite, inspire. So scan the QR code to discover a constantly changing collection of products that are never ordinary, never mundane, and never in a million years what you'd expect to see or imagined you'd ever have. Here's to the thrill of discovering the next exceptional and unexpected product. Check it all out at touchofmodern.com.
My basketball journey began when I was 2 weeks old. I attended my first basketball game at 2 weeks with my mom. I was going to see my brother play. 2008, in the WNBA draft, I was picked number 1 by the Los Angeles Sparks. We just won the national championship the night before for Tennessee, and then the day later, I was being drafted. The accolades I'm most proud of are 2 college back-to-back national championships, 2 gold medals, and the WNBA championship. And now you get to check me out on NBA TV.
Quarter. Mitchell, a little side pick and roll. Gets into the paint and lays it home. Davion Mitchell gives Sacramento a 14-point lead. Mitchell off the bench with 4 points and a couple of rebounds. Here's Westbrook. Over to Dwight Howard. Reeves inside to LeBron James against Terrence Davis. Got a mouse in the house. Len came to help. Alex Len checked into the ball game as well for Sacramento. Westbrook drills the 3. Doesn't shoot it particularly well from deep, just 32% a season ago. Mitchell gets it back from Len. Got Westbrook on his hip. Halliburton, nice dime inside. Len gets hacked, and he'll go to the foul line. What does Alex Len bring to this Sacramento squad?
You know, you look at Davion Mitchell right here and his ability to get into the paint. And you talk about Alex Len. I think that he's one of those guys, Mark, that is an experienced veteran in this league. He brings size. One of the biggest problems last year was the depth in that position. And when Rashawn Holmes